Hello, my name is Bill Haley, and this is part of my 3-minute introduction series into Haley 2024, the movement's government reform ideas. So obviously you see 6 minutes here on the screen. I couldn't get it all into three minutes because I have a lot to go over on this. I really want to do a 30 or 40 minute long video on this to really give you a good idea. So hopefully you've already looked over some of my ideas because we're kind of in deep when we're talking about primary authority. But what part of government has primary authority to control governmental power in what sectors? So, if you don't know, we take all government power and we split it into 30 sectors. So the people in charge of law enforcement are not the same people in charge of financial regulations. They're different than the people doing family law, different people that deal with environmental law, different people that deal with roads. Everybody has a concentration on what they are doing. So, within the 30 sectors, within each sector, federal, state, and local, so it's highly involved. We split a lot of representative control up. We divide that up so it's over a lot of different people and a lot of different organizations, so we have a lot of checks and balances. They have to work together, but the checks and balances of them being apart is highly important. So, here's a hierarchy here. We have the sector at each level of government, but let's talk about one level of government. Let's just say it's a state level or whatever. Sometimes federal level, sometimes local level. But within that sector, you have roughly 12 different competitive regulatory agencies. Everybody picks theirs. I pick mine. My neighbor picks theirs. The guy down the street picks theirs. There's roughly 12 to pick from within every locality, within every state, within the federal government. Okay, within all of America, what I mean by the federal government. There'd be 12. Everybody gets to pick which one best matches their philosophy of how they want to be governed, how they want to be regulated, how they want to be represented. Okay, then some things need to go to the representative level. 10, 20, 30%, depending on how you want to define it. They go up to the representative level. We call that the sector board level. They're over top of everybody within that authority and responsibility of government within their sector. So, some sectors are going to need to have primary authority at the representative level. Most of it at the CRA level. Some over at the rating system is going to be have a lot more control than the CRA side to some degree. So, let's go over it real quick. 24 sectors have primary authority at the CRA level, at each individual, which means CRAs are governed by their members. People pick what CRA they belong to, they pick the leadership of their CRA, and they're governed by their CRA. No CRA can govern somebody outside their membership. 6 sectors need to have good representative oversight for their sector. So, let's go over which sectors really need that. Foreign diplomats, the State Department. We need to speak with one voice to different nations. Commander-in-Chief. We need to have one commander over top of the officer corps. There's a whole setup. Look at that. The military capability system is a funding mechanism. We need to have one system. Violent crime. We need to have one set of what is murder, what is assault, what is battery, what is all the things, what is theft and the like. Theft can go into other sectors as well, but for the most part, theft is going to be on the violent crime as well, depending on how they want to define it. Okay, so labor law, environmental law, the education law, police law, all those things can be done within each CRA, governing only their members. Some things need to be done overall. So, and violent crime is one of those. Okay, we have 2 authorization agencies, one for law enforcement, that includes the DAs, that includes the judges and the prisons, and all the police officers, sheriffs, and the like. Law enforcement authorization is anybody with inherent government power in the military or foreign policy. So let's continue on real quick. On the rating system side, the rating floor is going to be important on some sectors. Military corporations, law enforcement, these are very much into the free enterprise system now. All private corporations, all providing these services. The courts, prisons, all free enterprise system, all private companies, sometimes public corporations, but private public corporations that are owned by their stockholders. So some are not, depending on the structure and the requirements of each sector. Law enforcement authorization. Each one of these have two different sides to it: the rating system side and the CRA side. Human resources deals with taxes, income taxes, and sales taxes, and identity sector deals with citizenship and businesses. Highly important that you understand that. Deals with ownership. Environmental laws, obviously you need good strong rating floors for environmental regulations and laws. The 70% vote it takes to go up to the sector board level within the 24 sectors that have primary authority at the CRA level, they flip when they're protecting a fundamental right. So, identity, personal and business, ownership. It's highly important that we have a very good ownership. So we keep standards high unless 70% says it needs to come down some. It's not going to happen too much because everybody wants to have high ownership protections and anti-fraud and citizenship. The diplomatic foreign policy decides who can come in, but 70% of the people have to say you are coming into our country and you can become a citizen. Highly important that you understand that some of the protections of fundamental rights, because we go to a citizen ownership model of government. Judicial authorities and law enforcement all need high civil rights protections. So a lot more on my website. Hopefully I'm going to do a much longer video. So until the next video.